Hello there, welcome to Conflict News 2042. Breaking news for you. Hezbollah has fired missiles at two Israeli military sites from Lebanon. These missiles have been fired. 7 Hezbollah fighters have been killed in Israeli attacks. Benjamin Netanyahu, Israeli Prime Minister, spoke. He said, generations will remember what is going to happen. Then Yoav Gallant, the defense minister of Israel, spoke as well. Hamas issued a statement. All details for you in this video. Firstly, viewers, let's start from Lebanon-Israel border, where things heating up now. Israel, we know, today said that armed men infiltrated its territory from Lebanon. Islamic Jihad Council claimed responsibility for an attack on Israel-controlled territory in Israel from Lebanon. These fighters entered and they carried out an attack on Israeli forces. Fighting started. Some of these attackers were killed. And after that, Israel launched air operation and artillery strikes on Lebanon in border areas where armed groups are based. Hezbollah bases were targeted. Hezbollah observation posts were targeted by Israeli artillery, Israeli Air Force. So far, 7 members of the Hezbollah of Hassan Nasrallah have been killed in artillery strikes, rocket firing, and air strikes, drone strikes by Israeli military. Hezbollah has made their names public. Ali Raif, Hassan Muhammad Ibrahim, Hassan Hadraj, Bilal Hussein, and 3 others, Hezbollah fighters, they have been killed in Israeli attacks. And after that, Hezbollah issued a statement confirming the deaths of its 3 members, but now number of casualties stands at 7 on the side of Hezbollah. And after that, Hezbollah fired missiles. Guided missiles were fired from Lebanon, targeting 2 Israeli military bases. It has been confirmed now that Baranith barracks and Avivim barracks of Western Command have been hit in these missile strikes from Lebanese territory. Avivim barracks and Baranith barracks are the sites of Israeli military on Israel-controlled territory. So a big escalation is starting. No ground offensive. It's not that Israeli forces have entered Lebanon. The Hezbollah fighters have not entered Israel too. Just some Islamic Jihad Council members entered Israel. I think less than 10 entered Israel on Monday afternoon. Basically, rocket firing, missile firing, artillery strikes, airstrikes, drone strikes. So that is what is happening on Lebanon-Israel border these minutes. Gradually, Hezbollah has been drawn into this conflict. Not just Hezbollah, because as I said earlier in the previous video that other groups are based too in Lebanon. Islamic Jihad Council, Hamas, and some other groups are operating there too in collaboration with Hezbollah. And some say Iranian Revolutionary Guards Corps commanders have arrived in Lebanon, and from there they'll try to monitor and lead the operation on behalf of Hamas. So a big escalation. Yesterday we saw that the US sent a CSG carrier strike group, a group of warships, submarine destroyers to the eastern Mediterranean to show solidarity with Israel. New arms supplies from US arrived in Israel today. Now, Hezbollah is warning that if US becomes involved in this war directly, it will expand the conflict. Some say that US rivals in the region like Iran, they want US to be involved in this conflict. Let's see how far the US will be involved. So far, US has deployed its naval assets in the Eastern Mediterranean Sea. So, big escalation is taking shape on Israel-Lebanon border these minutes. It has now been confirmed. Secondly, threatening statements from the two sides. Before these statements, 3-day preparations have been announced by Israeli military. Instructions have been passed to the people of entire Israel. People have been told to stay in bomb shelters, in bunkers. They've been told to store supplies, to stay inside these shelters with their children, because the next 3 days are going to be deadly 3 days. Rocket firing, missile firing, both from Lebanon and Gaza is going to intensify as Israeli Air Force is bombarding Gaza continuously. Gaza is turning into a rubble. Everything is being destroyed. There are mosques, banks, churches, schools. No one knows what is happening on the ground. Are people alive or have they been killed? Hamas today warned. You know that Hamas, when its fighters entered Israeli controlled settlements 2 days ago, took dozens of people hostage. The hostages were taken to Gaza, and on Gaza airstrikes are being conducted. The hostages were taken to Gaza to prevent airstrikes on Gaza, but Israel wants to crush Hamas whether there are hostages or not. And hostages are from different countries. Some Americans, Russian, Chinese, French, Israelis, they were taken prisoner. Most of them were taken prisoner from a concert which was ongoing on Gaza border when Hamas fighters stormed the concert. Dozens were killed there and dozens were taken prisoner by Hamas fighters. So 3-day preparations announced by the Israeli government. Hamas warned today that if airstrikes continue on its facilities, on its civilians, it will start executing hostages. It's a very strong statement from Hamas. Hamas says that it will execute the hostages publicly. It will publish videos, pictures, because its people are dying. Its people are being ruthlessly massacred in airstrikes. That is why it has a right to kill the hostages. Let's see, will Hamas act upon what is being told by top Hamas officials? We'll see. But so far it seems to be a threat to stop airstrikes on Gaza. Secondly, two very strong statements from Israeli officials. Israeli defense minister spoke. Yoav Gallant, he said, we have cut off supply of water, supply of electricity, supply of fuel, supply of water to Gaza. Those who attacked us are human animals. We'll treat them in the way they deserve to be treated. So Gaza has been put under complete siege. Gaza has been under siege for years. Gaza shares border with Israel, controlled by Israel, shares border with Egypt, even that is not open, and it has a coast to which is patrolled by Israeli warships. So Gaza has been under siege for years, but this siege is a deadly siege. Electricity cut off. Its transmission system is in Israel. Water transmission system, supply system, again in Israel, cut off. Now, question is, how can you make this decision when you know that there are civilians too in Gaza who were not part of the operation? Women, children, elderly, they had nothing to do with Hamas's entry. Even if they supported Hamas's operation, they were not part of the operation. How can you deny food? How can you deny water and fuel to these people? No one is condemning. International community, Western countries, US, they are standing behind Israel. Israel says that what happened to Israelis is 9/11 for Israel. It's the biggest number of deaths which Israelis suffered since the Holocaust. So Israelis wants to teach Hamas a lesson, and they're not worried about collateral damage. They're worried about deaths of innocent children, women, elderly who are dying. No one is reporting. So a confirmation from Yoav Gallant, who has confirmed that siege has been laid around Gaza. Secondly, Netanyahu spoke. Benjamin Netanyahu, Israeli Prime Minister. He said, the airstrikes on Gaza is just the beginning. A lot is going to happen. Generations will remember. Our enemies will remember. Their coming generations will remember how we're going to teach them a lesson. And he told Israelis to be prepared. He's in talks for the formation of a transitional unity government. Yair Lapid, Israeli opposition leader, held a meeting with Netanyahu 2 days ago. He proposed formation of interim transitional emergency government during the time of war. So discussions have been ongoing now. Netanyahu has agreed to the formation of a transitional government. That just shows the intention of the Israeli government. Israeli government is fully prepared for a long war. That is why Article 47A enforced. Unity government is being established. Ground offensive on Gaza is being planned. Reinforcements being sent towards Lebanon border. US warships arriving in the eastern Mediterranean. So this is the overall situation. Hamas, meanwhile, issued another statement just 30 minutes ago. Hamas is asking international community, it is asking all the countries to support the people of Palestine. It says that people of Palestine are fighting for their rights. They want to have a state with Jerusalem as its capital. They want to have control of Aqsa Mosque. The spokesperson of Hamas urged international community to respect the rights of Palestinians being denied allegedly by Israelis. So overall situation is that big escalation on the cards. Gaza being bombarded, hundreds of airstrikes, drone strikes have been conducted by Israeli Air Force so far. 30, 40, 50 aircraft simultaneously conduct these airstrikes. Hamas does not have any modern air defense systems. We'll try to have a look at Hamas's capabilities in terms of defense tomorrow. But right now, big escalation on Lebanon, Israel border, and both sides issuing very strong statements, especially Israeli side saying that it want to finish Hamas once and for all. Thank you for watching.